Welcome to our channel HD Rare Coin 111, your go-to spot for uncovering the incredible world of rare US coins. If you've ever wondered if your old pennies, nickels, or dimes are worth more than face value, you're about to find out. In today's video, we'll be exploring some truly rare coins and their shocking values. And if you are new to the channel, make sure to subscribe. So let's jump in. Top 1. Today, we're diving deep into its design, history, minting process, and the many reasons why it's become such a sought-after piece among coin collectors. But of course, we'll save the best for last, the astounding value this coin has today. Let's start with a bit of context. The Jefferson Nickel was first introduced in 1938, replacing the Buffalo nickel. The United States had been through quite a bit of change by the time the Jefferson Nickel was introduced: economic depression, new social reforms, and the ever-growing national pride in the country's history and heritage. Designed by Felix Schlag, the Jefferson Nickel featured a portrait of Thomas Jefferson on the obverse, and the reverse featured Monticello, Jefferson's home. This coin was meant to celebrate Jefferson's legacy and his contributions to the country. But today, we're focused on the 1964 Jefferson Nickel, which holds a special place in numismatic history. In 1964, the U.S. Mint made a major transition in terms of coin production, shifting from the use of silver in many of its coins to more affordable metals due to rising silver prices. This shift affected many coins, but the Jefferson Nickel was one of the last to contain any silver content before its final transition to a copper-nickel alloy in 1965. The 1964 Jefferson Nickel is unique because, while it's made from a copper-nickel mix, it still holds a deep connection to America's silver legacy. The design of the Jefferson Nickel remained largely unchanged from the time it was introduced. On the front, you'll see the left-facing portrait of Thomas Jefferson. Interestingly, the original design of Jefferson's portrait was modified slightly after feedback from the public, as some felt it didn't capture Jefferson's likeness well enough. But this portrait is now one of the most recognized images of the third U.S. president, a man whose words and actions would shape the nation for generations. On the reverse of the 1964 nickel, we see a detailed rendering of Monticello, Jefferson's estate in Virginia. This home was not only a reflection of Jefferson's personal life but also symbolized the ideals of freedom, knowledge, and democracy that were central to his vision for the United States. The intricate details on Monticello are a hallmark of the design and have been a point of admiration for collectors throughout the years. Now, let's talk about minting details. The 1964 Jefferson Nickel was produced at all three U.S. Mint locations: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. The mint marks on these coins vary depending on where they were produced. The Philadelphia Mint produced coins without a mint mark, Denver coins carried a D, and San Francisco coins, which were primarily proof coins, bore an S. The production of the 1964 nickel also coincided with a pivotal moment in U.S. history. As America grappled with the social and political changes of the 1960s, coins like the 1964 Jefferson Nickel became more than just currency. They became relics, symbols of a bygone era. Coin collectors began to view these pieces not just as tools of commerce but as a representation of the country's evolving identity. As time passed, the 1964 Jefferson Nickel, like many other coins, became a favorite among collectors. Why? Well, the Jefferson Nickel has a certain charm. It's tied to Thomas Jefferson, one of the most influential figures in U.S. history, and features a beloved, intricate design. But what really adds to its appeal is the fact that coins from this era, especially those in excellent condition, are increasingly rare. Over time, wear and tear from circulation meant that only a small fraction of these coins remained in pristine condition. And that rarity made the 1964 Jefferson Nickel even more desirable. Let's talk about how the condition of the coin affects its value. In the world of numismatics, a coin's condition is everything. The more pristine the coin, the higher the value. The grading system for coins ranges from poor to mint state, MS 70 being the highest rating. A coin that is graded in perfect condition, without any visible signs of wear or damage, is considered a gem in the world of coin collecting. The 1964 Jefferson Nickel, while not made of precious metals like gold or silver, can still be highly valuable when found in the right condition. For example, a nickel from 1964 in uncirculated or near perfect condition is worth far more than its face value of 5 cents. In fact, some rare versions of this coin can be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. Now, let's get to the part you've been waiting for: the value of the 1964 Jefferson Nickel today. You may be surprised to hear that this humble 5-cent coin, made of a simple copper-nickel alloy, can fetch an incredible price in the right conditions. The most impressive examples, especially those graded in pristine condition or with specific rare qualities like a rare mint mark or proof-like features, have been sold for upwards of $107,700. That's right. This seemingly ordinary nickel can be worth more than some people's homes. But how does a nickel go from being worth 5 cents to being valued at over $100,000? The answer lies in the rarity, the coin's condition, and the fact that certain specific varieties of the 1964 Jefferson Nickel are considered exceptionally rare. If you happen to have one of these coins in your collection, you could be holding a treasure that might just be worth far more than you think. So, how can you tell if you've found a valuable 1964 Jefferson Nickel? First, examine the condition of the coin carefully. Look for any signs of wear, scratches, or discoloration. The better the condition, the more likely it is to be valuable. Then, check the mint mark. As we mentioned earlier, coins from the San Francisco Mint, or those with certain proof-like features, are more sought after by collectors. If you're unsure, getting the coin graded by a professional is the best way to determine its true value. And let's not forget that the 1964 Jefferson Nickel is a great example of how the past and present intersect in the world of coin collecting. It's a small piece of American history that has seen changes in its design, its material, and its place in the world, but its intrinsic value remains strong. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just someone who enjoys learning about coins, the 1964 Jefferson Nickel offers a fascinating glimpse into America's rich numismatic heritage. In conclusion, the 1964 Jefferson Nickel is a coin with a legacy that extends far beyond its humble beginnings. It's a reminder of America's journey, its icons, and its economic shifts. It represents the beauty of American coinage, both in terms of its design and the story it tells. From its intricate details to its connection to Thomas Jefferson, the 1964 Jefferson Nickel remains a coveted piece for collectors. And with a value that can exceed $100,000 for the right example, this 5-cent coin proves that sometimes, the smallest pieces of history can hold the greatest value. So, if you happen to find a 1964 Jefferson Nickel tucked away in your pocket change or buried in an old coin jar, take a moment to appreciate its history and potential worth. Who knows, you might just be holding a rare treasure that could change your life. Top 2. In the world of coin collecting, few pieces hold as much intrigue and history as the 1972 Jefferson Nickel. A seemingly simple 5-cent coin, the 1972 Jefferson Nickel, produced by the United States Mint, packs layers of history, artistry, and even potential wealth for those lucky enough to have a rare specimen in their possession. To truly appreciate its value, both financially and historically, one must first understand its background, design, minting process, and why this particular coin remains so coveted by collectors around the world. The Jefferson Nickel, introduced in 1938, was designed by renowned artist Felix Schlag. It replaced the Buffalo nickel, which had been in circulation for over 2 decades. The Jefferson Nickel quickly became a symbol of American heritage, honoring one of the most influential figures in U.S. history, Thomas Jefferson, the 3rd President of the United States and the author of the Declaration of Independence. Over the years, the Jefferson Nickel has undergone several changes, but the one minted in 1972 holds a special place in the hearts of numismatists. The design of the Jefferson Nickel is simple, yet elegant. On the obverse, or front, is a portrait of Thomas Jefferson, facing to the right. The image was based on a bust of Jefferson created by artist Rembrandt Peale in 1805, although the final design was adjusted by Schlag to give it a more contemporary feel. Jefferson's likeness is framed by the words, "Liberty in God we trust," and the year 1972, making it instantly recognizable to anyone familiar with U.S. currency. On the reverse side of the coin, you'll find Monticello, the grand estate that Jefferson designed and called home. Monticello represents not only Jefferson's personal life but also his deep commitment to classical architecture and the ideals of democracy. The building is depicted with great detail on the reverse, a testament to the mint's focus on artistic accuracy and representation. Surrounding the image of Monticello are the words Monticello e pluribus unum and 5 cents, which signify the coin's value and its role in the nation's currency system. The 1972 Jefferson Nickel was produced during a time of relative stability in the United States, yet the coin's history is far from simple. The mint produced a staggering number of these coins, with billions struck for circulation across the country. But not all Jefferson nickels are created equal. While most coins from 1972 remain relatively common, some rare errors and varieties make certain versions stand out, drawing the attention of serious collectors. One of the primary reasons the 1972 Jefferson nickel has garnered such interest is the variety of errors that occasionally occur during the minting process. One of the most well-known error types associated with the 1972 Jefferson nickel is the double die obverse variety. This error occurs when the die used to strike the coins is improperly aligned, resulting in the doubling of the coin's design elements, including the date, letters, and numbers. When it comes to the 1972 nickel, this variety is especially significant because it's one of the more dramatic instances of this type of error. In some cases, the doubling is so pronounced that the coin looks almost as if it has two sets of inscriptions, leading to an increased demand among collectors eager to add this anomaly to their collections. Not every 1972 Jefferson nickel has this error, of course. Most are relatively standard, but the double die obverse variety can fetch a significantly higher price due to its rarity. As with all error coins, collectors are willing to pay a premium for coins that stand out from the norm, and the 1972 Jefferson nickel with this particular error is no exception. These coins are often graded by organizations such as the Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS, or the Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, NGC, and the grade plays a critical role in determining their value. When discussing the value of a coin like the 1972 Jefferson nickel, it's essential to understand the role that coin grading plays in determining worth. Coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70, with higher numbers indicating coins in better condition. A well-preserved coin with few signs of wear and tear is considered to be in excellent condition, and collectors are willing to pay top dollar for coins in such state. In contrast, coins with scratches, wear, or discoloration will typically have a much lower value. In the case of the 1972 Jefferson nickel, even the common, non-error versions are valuable to certain collectors, especially if they are in pristine condition. However, as mentioned earlier, the coins with unique features, like the double die obverse variety, can take the value of these nickels to astronomical heights. In fact, a 1972 Jefferson nickel with a notable double die obverse error in mint condition can be worth as much as $8,000 to $88,000, depending on its specific grade and condition. For coin collectors, these kinds of errors are an irresistible draw. Numismatists often seek out such rare and unusual coins, not only for their investment potential but also for the excitement of discovering something truly unique. The hunt for a valuable coin, particularly one with an error, adds an element of adventure to the hobby, as collectors scour coin rolls, auctions, and estate sales in search of that elusive gem. Now, the big question: why is the 1972 Jefferson nickel, particularly the double die obverse variety, so valuable? The main reason lies in its rarity and the condition of the coin. Minting errors are relatively uncommon, and when they occur, they create a unique coin that differs significantly from the rest of the batch. Over time, these coins become even more rare as they are lost, damaged, or removed from circulation. With the 1972 Jefferson nickel, only a small percentage of the coins produced were affected by this error, which makes those few lucky coins even more desirable to collectors. Furthermore, the fact that these coins have endured for decades, surviving through changes in currency and being passed from hand to hand, only adds to their appeal. The longer a coin has been in circulation, the more stories it could tell if it could speak. For collectors, owning a coin like the 1972 Jefferson Nickel is not just about the monetary value, it's about preserving a piece of American history. It's about holding in their hands a tangible connection to the past, one that has witnessed the passage of time and the evolution of a nation. Collectors are also drawn to the 1972 Jefferson Nickel because of the prestige that comes with owning a rare and valuable piece of currency. It's a symbol of their expertise, their dedication to the hobby, and their success in finding a rare treasure. When displayed in a collection, a rare 1972 Jefferson Nickel can serve as a conversation starter, a showpiece that commands attention and admiration from fellow numismatists and collectors alike. For those interested in starting their own coin collection, the 1972 Jefferson Nickel can serve as an excellent entry point. While many coins from this year are relatively inexpensive, collectors who keep a sharp eye out for varieties and errors can make some exciting finds. Whether you're a seasoned numismatist or a casual collector, the 1972 Jefferson Nickel offers a fascinating glimpse into the world of coin collecting, complete with the possibility of discovering something truly extraordinary. As we conclude this deep dive into the 1972 Jefferson Nickel, it's clear that this seemingly humble coin holds far more value than its 5-cent face value might suggest. With its rich historical background, artistic design, and potential for rare and valuable errors, the 1972 Jefferson Nickel remains a beloved piece of American numismatic history. Its enduring appeal, coupled with its potential for a significant return on investment, continues to captivate collectors and investors alike. So, the next time you come across a 1972 Jefferson Nickel, take a closer look. Who knows? You might be holding a coin worth thousands, if not tens of thousands of dollars. And that brings us to the big reveal. If you are fortunate enough to own a 1972 Jefferson Nickel with the double die obverse variety, in mint condition, it could be worth anywhere between $8,000 and $88,000. Yes, you read that correctly. A simple 5-cent coin, minted over 50 years ago, could now be worth as much as $88,000 to the right collector. That's the magic of numismatics. Sometimes, it's the smallest things that hold the greatest value. So, before you toss your change into a jar or spend it on something else, remember, there could be a hidden treasure right under your nose, and it might just be a 1972 Jefferson Nickel waiting to be discovered. Top 3. We're diving deep into a true gem of American history, the 1975 Jefferson Nickel. A coin that not only represents a pivotal period in American currency but also holds secrets that make it a prized possession for collectors worldwide. The journey of this 5-cent piece starts far earlier than 1975, and understanding its design, its mintage, and its incredible value today will give you a new appreciation for this seemingly modest coin. So sit back, relax, and let's explore the rich story behind the 1975 Jefferson Nickel. The year 1975 might seem ordinary at first glance, but when it comes to American numismatic history, it's a year worth remembering. The Jefferson Nickel has been a staple in American currency since 1938, and by 1975, it had undergone subtle changes that would later impact its significance. To truly understand the importance of the 1975 Jefferson Nickel, we need to look back a little bit into the history of the coin itself. The Jefferson Nickel was designed by Felix Schlag, an artist who won a national competition to design a new 5-cent coin in 1938. The coin was to feature Thomas Jefferson, the third President of the United States, on the obverse, and his iconic Virginia home, Monticello, on the reverse. Jefferson was chosen not only for his historical importance but also because of his role in the founding of the United States and the Louisiana Purchase. The Monticello design on the reverse was meant to symbolize Jefferson's life and his legacy, as it was a place he spent many years at, and it stood as a tribute to his achievements. Fast forward to the 1970s, and the Jefferson Nickel, though familiar, began to change subtly. The 1975 coin is part of an era when the United States Mint was facing the rising costs of producing coins. With inflation on the rise and changes in the demand for coins, it became necessary to adjust certain aspects of the coin's design and its production process. One of the key shifts during this period was the use of a slightly different composition of metals. During the 1970s, the U.S. Mint was grappling with the rising cost of copper and nickel. The U.S. government began experimenting with different alloys to reduce production costs while maintaining the aesthetic appeal and functionality of the coin. For example, in 1971, a new copper-nickel clad composition replaced the previous pure nickel used in coins. This shift would remain for decades to come. But it wasn't just the composition that made the 1975 Jefferson Nickel stand out. It was also the small, almost unnoticeable changes in the design and minting process. Unlike the early years of the coin's production, the 1975 Jefferson Nickel saw tighter standards for the striking process, which would later play a crucial role in its future value. Now let's talk about the design itself. The 1975 Jefferson Nickel features Thomas Jefferson's profile on the obverse, facing left, with the inscription, Liberty, to the left and the date, 1975, to the right. Beneath Jefferson's portrait is the motto, In God We Trust. The reverse side showcases Monticello, Jefferson's Virginia estate, with the inscription Monticello at the bottom. Above the structure, the words E pluribus unum can be found, along with the coin's denomination, 5 cents. The design of the 1975 Jefferson Nickel may seem simple, but it holds a wealth of historical and cultural significance. The use of Jefferson's likeness and the Monticello building has remained a symbol of America's founding ideals and its commitment to liberty and independence. The Monticello reverse design was so popular that it remained in use until 2004, making the 1975 version a part of a classic and iconic series. One of the most interesting aspects of the 1975 Jefferson Nickel is that, although it is a regular circulating coin, there are specific features that make certain 1975 nickels more valuable than others. Over the years, as collectors have become more attuned to the nuances of minting and coin design, certain varieties of the 1975 Jefferson Nickel have emerged as highly sought-after pieces. Most notably, there is a famous variety known as the double die obverse error, where the obverse side of the coin displays a noticeable doubling of the lettering and features, particularly in the Liberty and In God We Trust inscriptions. This double die error was the result of a misalignment during the striking process, and though the error is relatively rare, it adds a touch of intrigue to an already fascinating coin. As a result, these particular 1975 Jefferson Nickels are often worth far more than their standard counterparts. For example, a 1975 nickel with the double die obverse error could fetch upwards of $1,000 or more, depending on the coin's condition and the severity of the error. This rarity and error have fueled an intense interest in the 1975 Jefferson Nickel among collectors, and it's no surprise that this 5-cent piece is among the most sought-after coins from the era. The allure of finding a rare error coin, combined with the coin's historical significance, makes the 1975 Jefferson Nickel a standout in the world of numismatics. Now, before we wrap up this deep dive into the 1975 Jefferson Nickel, let's talk about something that every coin collector dreams of: its value. The value of a coin like the 1975 Jefferson Nickel can vary greatly depending on its condition, its rarity, and whether it carries any errors or special characteristics. A regular 1975 Jefferson Nickel, in average circulated condition, might only be worth a few cents more than its face value of 5 cents. However, this is not the case for the rarer varieties or high-grade specimens. Here's where it gets truly fascinating. A 1975 Jefferson Nickel in exceptional condition, particularly one with the double die obverse error, has been known to fetch astronomical amounts. The highest auction price ever recorded for a 1975 Jefferson Nickel is an impressive $80,700. Yes, you read that correctly, $80,700 for a single 5-cent coin. This remarkable sum was paid for a high-grade, error-free specimen that was well preserved and carried the coveted double die obverse error. Coins like this one don't just hold monetary value, they also tell the story of the rich, ever-evolving history of American currency. To put this into perspective, imagine holding a coin that, in the right condition, could potentially be worth tens of thousands of dollars. It's a thrilling thought for any coin enthusiast, and it demonstrates the fascinating world of coin collecting, where rarity, condition, and historical significance can make a simple piece of currency into something truly priceless. In conclusion, the 1975 Jefferson Nickel is more than just a 5-cent coin. It's a piece of American history, a work of art, and a treasure for collectors. Whether it's the small design changes, the historical significance of the coin, or the rare errors that make it so valuable today, the 1975 Jefferson Nickel stands out as one of the most captivating coins in the history of the United States Mint. So, the next time you come across a 1975 Jefferson Nickel, take a closer look. You never know what hidden treasure you might have in your hands. Could it be the next $80,700 coin? Only time, and a keen eye, will tell. Thanks for joining us on this journey through the world of numismatics. Until next time, happy collecting! Top 4. If you've ever wondered how a simple 5-cent coin could hold a rich story of history, design, and value, then you're in the right place. So sit back, relax, and let's take a journey through time as we explore the Jefferson Nickel, its remarkable legacy, and how it ended up being valued at an incredible $74,700. Our story begins in 1938, with a decision that would change the face of American coinage. The United States had long been using the Buffalo nickel, designed by James O. Fraser, but the time had come for a new coin to be introduced. The U.S. Mint wanted a fresh design that would better reflect the nation's values, and they found their answer in Thomas Jefferson, the third President of the United States, and one of the most significant figures in the country's history. Jefferson was chosen as the figure to adorn the new nickel, and the designs were created by the renowned sculptor Felix Schlag. The original 1938 Jefferson Nickel featured a portrait of Jefferson on the obverse, facing left. The reverse of the coin displayed a depiction of Jefferson's home, Monticello, a neoclassical masterpiece he designed himself. This design would become iconic, representing not just Jefferson's legacy, but also the ideals of liberty, democracy, and innovation that defined the country. These coins began circulating, and for years, they were simply seen as another denomination in everyday use. However, as with many coins, over time they went through subtle changes. One of the most notable occurred in 2004 when the reverse of the Jefferson Nickel was redesigned to commemorate the bicentennial of the Lewis and Clark expedition. While this 2004 change was significant, it's the classic 1985 Jefferson Nickel we're focusing on today. By the mid-1980s, this particular coin had become a staple in American pockets, an essential part of the currency system, and as you'll learn, it was during this period that certain Jefferson Nickels, especially those from specific mints, became highly coveted by collectors. Let's turn our focus now to the 1985 Jefferson Nickel. It was during this year that many collectors began noticing something special about some of the coins that were minted. Notably, the 1985 Jefferson Nickel featured a smooth, well-struck design. Minted at both the Philadelphia and Denver Mint, the 1985 issue was part of the regular series of circulating nickels, but some of these coins, particularly those that were made under special conditions, would stand out among the rest. What makes the 1985 Jefferson Nickel so desirable to collectors is not just its historical context, but its condition and rarity. In the world of coin collecting, the term condition refers to how well preserved the coin is. The 1985 Jefferson Nickel, in particular, saw varying degrees of quality in the way it was struck, which means that not all 1985 nickels are created equal. Some coins came out of the mint with sharper details, cleaner strikes, and less wear than others, making them much more valuable to numismatists. One of the major contributing factors to the value of the 1985 Jefferson Nickel is the existence of what are known as varieties. A variety refers to a slight change or difference in the way a coin was struck, often due to a die error or some other manufacturing anomaly. Collectors pay a premium for these varieties because they're rare and make a coin stand out from the rest. In the case of the 1985 Jefferson Nickel, some coins were struck with a slightly misaligned die, which created unique characteristics that could be identified by experts. Such subtle details are what set certain 1985 nickels apart, and contributed to their rise in value in the numismatic community. Another factor contributing to the 1985 Jefferson Nickel's popularity is the coin's overall scarcity in high grades. Most coins circulating at the time experienced some level of wear and tear, and as a result, high-quality examples are much rarer. For example, a well-preserved 1985 Jefferson nickel in mint state, especially one that has been graded MS-66 or higher, is a true gem. Coins in this condition show virtually no signs of wear, with sharp details, no visible scratches, and clean surfaces. The scarcity of these high-grade examples has led to a significant rise in demand among collectors, particularly those looking to complete their collections with the best examples of each coin. But, of course, a coin's value isn't just determined by its rarity and condition. There's also the matter of how much collectors are willing to pay for it. As we look at the market value of the 1985 Jefferson nickel, it's clear that certain rare and pristine examples can command incredible sums. And the best part? We're about to reveal the true worth of the coin, a figure that might just surprise you. Before we get to the big reveal, let's take a moment to understand the process of how a coin's value is determined. First, there's the grading process. Coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70, with higher grades indicating better condition. Coins in the highest grades, like MS-65 or MS-66, can be worth a lot more than those in lower grades, like MS-60 or MS-62. The 1985 Jefferson Nickel's value skyrockets when it's in a near-perfect or flawless state. Secondly, a coin's value can be affected by its provenance. If the coin has an interesting history or was once part of a notable collection, this can add to its appeal. Auctions and private sales have helped establish the value of some of the more significant 1985 nickels, which have garnered attention from major collectors and dealers. Now, let's talk about that incredible value we've all been waiting for. As of recent evaluations, a 1985 Jefferson nickel in perfect condition, such as one graded MS-68, has been known to fetch prices reaching up to $74,700. Yes, you heard that correctly. A single 1985 nickel could be worth over $74,000. That's an astonishing value for a coin that originally circulated as a simple 5-cent piece. The rarity of such high-grade examples, combined with collector demand and the unique history of the coin, makes this a true numismatic treasure. So, how do you know if your 1985 Jefferson nickel might be worth this much? It's all about the grade. If you happen to have one of these coins, you should have it professionally graded by a reputable grading service like the Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, NGC, or Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS. These experts will examine your coin and assign it a grade based on its condition, which can then help determine its market value. In conclusion, the 1985 Jefferson nickel is far more than just a common coin from the 1980s. It's a piece of American history, a symbol of innovation, and a numismatic gem that has captured the attention of collectors worldwide. From its historical roots to its stunning design and rare, high-quality specimens, the 1985 Jefferson nickel has proven to be a treasure in the world of coin collecting. And as we've learned, if you happen to have one in pristine condition, it might just be worth a small fortune. So, next time you reach into your pocket or coin jar, take a second to inspect any 1985 Jefferson nickels you may have. You might be holding onto a piece of history, and a valuable one at that. Thank you for joining me on this journey through the story of the Jefferson nickel, and until next time, happy collecting! Top 5. We deep dive into one of the most intriguing coins in American history, the 1990 Jefferson nickel. This humble 5-cent piece, often overlooked in everyday transactions, holds a fascinating story of design, history, and immense collector appeal. Today, we'll be taking you through its journey, from its creation to its current value of $70,700. Buckle up, because you're in for a thrilling ride through time, design, and numismatic treasure. Our story begins much earlier, in 1938, with the introduction of the Jefferson nickel. The U.S. Mint had been circulating the Buffalo nickel for over 25 years. But by the late 1930s, there was a desire for a new design, one that reflected the American ideals of liberty, democracy, and progress. This marked the beginning of a new chapter in coinage history, and Thomas Jefferson, the third President of the United States, became the chosen figure to adorn the 5-cent coin. His likeness was captured by artist Felix Schlag, who created the now iconic obverse featuring Jefferson's profile, facing left. The reverse of the coin depicted Monticello, Jefferson's home in Virginia, which was not only a symbol of his legacy but also of the nation's architectural heritage. For decades, the Jefferson nickel circulated as a staple of U.S. currency. It was the coin that could be found in the pockets of every American, making it an integral part of the country's financial system. Through the years, the design of the coin remained mostly unchanged, with some subtle updates, including modifications in 2004 to commemorate the bicentennial of the Lewis and Clark expedition. But what about the 1990 Jefferson nickel? What makes this particular year so significant, and why are collectors now paying a premium for it? To understand the appeal of the 1990 Jefferson nickel, we first need to understand the production process. The U.S. Mint strikes millions of nickels each year, and they are made at two main facilities, the Philadelphia Mint and the Denver Mint. However, not all of the coins that come out of these mints are identical. Some coins have subtle differences due to variations in the minting process, which is where the world of coin collecting comes into play. The 1990 Jefferson nickel, in particular, has captured the attention of collectors due to certain striking characteristics, as well as some rare varieties that have come to light over the years. The most notable aspect of the 1990 Jefferson nickel is its condition. As with all coins, the way a nickel is struck, the alignment, pressure, and cleanliness of the dies, all play a role in determining the quality of the finished product. Over time, coins that are well struck and have little to no wear are considered to be in mint condition, and these are the coins that are most sought after by collectors. The 1990 Jefferson nickel saw a fair number of well-preserved examples, but there are also some with distinct characteristics that set them apart from the rest. One of the most important factors that make a coin valuable to collectors is its rarity, and the 1990 Jefferson nickel is no exception. While millions of these nickels were minted in 1990, certain varieties are far rarer than others. These rarities are often the result of manufacturing errors, such as misaligned dies or unique die varieties. These errors can make a coin more attractive to collectors, as they are seen as unusual or one of a kind. The rarity of a coin is a key driver of its market value, as collectors are often willing to pay significant sums to own something that is unique. Another aspect of the 1990 Jefferson Nickels collector appeal is the high-grade specimens that have survived the years. In the world of coin collecting, the term grade refers to the quality and condition of a coin. The higher the grade, the more valuable the coin is considered. Coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70, with 70 being a perfect coin that shows no signs of wear. For the 1990 Jefferson nickel, a coin in mint state, one that has been preserved in near-perfect condition, is extremely valuable. Coins in high grades, such as MS-65 or MS-66, are rare, as most coins that have been in circulation for decades show some level of wear and tear. But when a 1990 Jefferson nickel is found in mint state, it becomes a prized piece for collectors. In addition to the condition and rarity, there is also the factor of provenance. A coin's history can significantly impact its value. If a 1990 Jefferson nickel was once part of a notable collection or was involved in a high-profile auction, it can carry an added sense of prestige and demand among collectors. Coins with a known history often attract more attention, and consequently, higher bids. This is one of the reasons why certain examples of the 1990 Jefferson nickel have been able to command such impressive prices. Now, let's talk about the most exciting part of the story, the value of the 1990 Jefferson nickel. You might be wondering, how much is a regular 1990 nickel worth today? Well, the answer is simple. As a standard circulating coin, a 1990 Jefferson nickel is worth exactly 5 cents. However, this is where the excitement comes in. Certain high-quality or rare examples of the 1990 Jefferson nickel can be worth significantly more. So, what makes the 1990 Jefferson nickel so valuable? The answer lies in its high-grade specimens, its unique varieties, and its appeal to collectors. A well-preserved 1990 Jefferson nickel, especially one that has been graded MS65 or higher, can fetch a respectable amount. However, the true value of this coin comes into play when it's in near-perfect or perfect condition. Some 1990 Jefferson Nickels, especially those that have been graded MS68, have been known to sell for as much as $70,700. That's right, a single 1990 nickel could be worth over $70,000. This might sound unbelievable, but it's true. The rarity of these high-quality examples, coupled with the ever-growing demand for exceptional coins, has led to these impressive valuations. Of course, not every 1990 Jefferson nickel will be worth this much. As with all collectibles, condition is key, and the coins that command the highest prices are the ones that have been carefully preserved and graded. If you're wondering how to find out if your 1990 Jefferson nickel is one of these rare gems, the answer is simple: you should have it professionally graded. There are reputable coin grading services such as the Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, NGC, and Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS, that can evaluate the condition of your coin and assign it a grade. Once your coin has been graded, you'll have a better understanding of its true market value. In conclusion, the 1990 Jefferson Nickel is a fascinating piece of American numismatic history. While it may have started its life as just a 5-cent coin, it has evolved into a sought-after collector's item. Its appeal lies not only in its connection to Thomas Jefferson and its striking design, but also in the rarity and condition of certain examples. Coins in perfect or near-perfect condition can fetch staggering amounts at auction, with the highest grade specimens of the 1990 Jefferson nickel reaching an incredible $70,700. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just beginning your journey, the 1990 Jefferson nickel is a coin worth keeping an eye on. Next time you're going through your spare change or sifting through your coin collection, take a moment to check for a 1990 Jefferson nickel. It might just be the key to unlocking a hidden treasure. Thank you for joining me on this fascinating journey through the world of numismatics, and until next time, happy collecting! Top 6. We will delve into one of the more intriguing coins in American currency, the 1991 Jefferson Nickel. This seemingly ordinary 5-cent piece has a rich history, distinctive design, and, believe it or not, a value that has captured the attention of collectors across the world. You might be asking yourself, how could a simple nickel be worth so much? Well, you're about to find out as we explore the origins, significance, and current value of the 1991 Jefferson Nickel, a coin that could be worth as much as $67,000 in the right condition. To truly appreciate the 1991 Jefferson Nickel, we need to take a step back and understand the story of its predecessor, the iconic Jefferson Nickel that was first minted in 1938. The U.S. Mint had been circulating the Buffalo nickel for more than 2 decades, but by the late 1930s, there was a desire for a new coin, one that would reflect the ideals of the United States in a more modern way. Enter Thomas Jefferson, the 3rd President of the United States, who was chosen to be the face of the new 5-cent piece. The obverse design of the Jefferson Nickel, created by artist Felix Schlag, showed Jefferson's profile facing left. This design would become iconic, representing both Jefferson's legacy and the broader principles of American democracy. On the reverse, we see a depiction of Monticello, Jefferson's Virginia estate, a symbol of his architectural genius and philosophical ideals. These elements have made the Jefferson Nickel not just a functional piece of currency, but a symbol of American history and pride. The 1991 Jefferson Nickel, while part of a long-running series, holds its own unique place in the coin collecting world. Like many coins minted each year, it wasn't seen as anything extraordinary when it was first issued. In 1991, the coin was still a part of the regular U.S. Mint's output and entered circulation as just another nickel. Yet, what makes this coin fascinating is the combination of its high-quality strikes, the slight variations that occurred in its minting, and the rarity of well-preserved specimens that would later drive its collector demand. In 1991, the United States Mint continued the tradition of producing millions of Jefferson Nickels to meet the demands of daily commerce. These coins were minted at both the Philadelphia and Denver Mint facilities, and as always, millions of them were released into the American economy. However, Like many coins from this era, the 1991 Jefferson nickel was subjected to the wear and tear of regular circulation. By the time many of these coins fell into the hands of collectors years later, they had been used, damaged, and faded from their original state. But among these millions of coins, a small number of 1991 Jefferson nickels were struck with remarkable precision and have managed to remain in exceptional condition. It's these particular coins that are of interest to collectors today, as they are much rarer and more valuable than the coins that were simply spent and discarded over time. The quality of a coin's strike, how clearly the design appears, and the condition of the coin itself are two of the most important factors in determining its collector value. The 1991 Jefferson nickel is part of a larger series of coins that have grown increasingly attractive to collectors in recent years. As collectors search for coins that not only have historical significance but also exhibit exceptional detail and clarity, the 1991 coin has gained attention for its unique features. For example, a 1991 Jefferson nickel that has been well preserved and graded at a high level can be quite valuable. Many 1991 nickels were struck with minor imperfections, such as weak strikes or slight tarnishing, which makes those in pristine, near-perfect condition highly sought after. The value of any coin is largely determined by two factors: its rarity and its condition. As mentioned, while millions of 1991 Jefferson nickels were minted, not all of them were preserved well over the years. For collectors, this means that only a select few are considered high-grade. Examples: coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70, with 70 being a perfect, flawless coin. Coins graded between 65 and 68 are considered to be in mint state, meaning they were struck with near perfection and show minimal signs of wear. These higher grade examples of the 1991 Jefferson nickel are where the real value lies. But there's more to it than just the basic quality of a coin. Another factor that can influence a coin's value is the presence of any rare varieties. Over the years, subtle differences in the way a coin was struck can occur due to die errors, variations in the minting process, or even slight design changes. These varieties can make certain coins much more valuable than others. The 1991 Jefferson nickel, although part of a standard issue, has seen some rare examples with unique characteristics that have added to its desirability among collectors. These varieties, which can include errors like double strikes, misaligned dies, or even minor changes in design features, can make a coin worth significantly more than the average. While most 1991 Jefferson nickels are valued at face value or only slightly above, there are a select few that have been graded and certified as MS-66 or higher that have commanded impressive sums. A coin with a grade of MS-68 or higher is considered to be nearly flawless, and these coins, because of their exceptional quality, can attract bids in the tens of thousands of dollars. It's rare for any coin to survive in such pristine condition after decades of circulation, which is why collectors and dealers alike are so eager to find these treasures. So, just how much is a 1991 Jefferson nickel worth? The truth is, most circulated 1991 nickels are worth their nominal value of 5 cents. However, as we move toward coins that have been carefully preserved or were struck with particular variations, the price begins to rise. A 1991 Jefferson nickel in excellent condition, graded MS-65, can be worth anywhere from a few dollars to a few $100s, depending on its specific characteristics. But the real star of the show is the coin graded at MS-68 or higher. These coins can fetch up to an astonishing $67,000 at auction, a staggering amount for what appears to be an ordinary 5-cent piece. Why is a 1991 Jefferson nickel worth so much? The rarity of these high-grade examples, combined with the increasing demand for top-quality coins, is what drives the price skyward. Collectors value coins that are in perfect or near-perfect condition because they are a finite resource. Once they are gone, they can never be replaced. The uniqueness of these pristine 1991 nickels makes them even more valuable, as collectors know that finding another coin of such high quality is exceedingly rare. If you happen to have a 1991 Jefferson nickel in your collection, or if you come across one in your spare change, it's worth taking a moment to examine it closely. Does it have sharp details, no visible scratches, and a clean surface? If so, it could be one of the rare examples that could fetch a substantial amount. To get a clearer idea of its value, it's advisable to have the coin professionally graded by a trusted service, such as the Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, NGC, or Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS. In conclusion, the 1991 Jefferson Nickel is a fascinating example of how even the most commonplace coins can become valuable treasures over time. What started out as just another 5-cent piece in 1991 has now become a highly coveted item in the world of numismatics. From its historical roots to the high-quality strikes that make certain examples stand out, the 1991 Jefferson Nickel continues to captivate collectors and investors alike. So, the next time you're sorting through your change or reviewing your coin collection, take a closer look at any 1991 Jefferson Nickels you might have. You might just be holding a coin worth tens of thousands of dollars. Thank you for joining me on this journey through the world of numismatics, and remember, in the world of coin collecting, every penny, or nickel, can hold great value. Happy collecting! Top 7. We dive into the fascinating world of numismatics, and today's featured coin is one that has become increasingly valuable and sought after by collectors, the 2004 Jefferson Nickel. Now, you might be thinking, why would a simple 5-cent coin be worth so much? Well, prepare yourself for a deep dive into this seemingly ordinary coin's extraordinary journey, its rich history, intricate design, and the surprising value that makes it a must-have for collectors. By the end of this video, we'll reveal the astonishing value of this coin at $45,700, and trust me, you'll be just as excited about it as we are. The story of the Jefferson Nickel starts all the way back in 1938. The U.S. Mint had been circulating the Buffalo nickel, designed by James O. Fraser, for over 2 decades, but by the late 1930s, it was time for something new. The Mint wanted a coin that better represented the country's ideals of liberty, democracy, and progress, and who better to represent these ideals than Thomas Jefferson, the 3rd President of the United States. Jefferson, known for his leadership in the founding of the nation, was chosen to be featured on the obverse of the new nickel. The design was created by Felix Schlag, a talented sculptor whose work would go on to define the Jefferson Nickel for generations. Jefferson's portrait, facing left, became the iconic image that has graced the nickel ever since. The reverse of the coin featured Monticello, Jefferson's Virginia estate, symbolizing not only his personal legacy but also the nation's architectural and cultural heritage. This design remained the hallmark of the Jefferson Nickel for over 60 years until 2004, when it was time for a change. The 2004 Jefferson Nickel was issued to commemorate the bicentennial of the Lewis and Clark expedition, which holds a special place in American history. As part of this commemoration, the reverse of the coin was redesigned to celebrate the role that the Lewis and Clark expedition played in exploring the western territories of the United States. The Mint wanted to honor the historical importance of this event, while still keeping the Jefferson Nickel recognizable and true to its roots. The 2004 redesign was no small feat. In fact, it marked one of the most significant changes to the Jefferson Nickel since its inception in 1938. The Mint sought to feature 2 distinct designs for the reverse side of the coin, one for each of the 2 years of the bicentennial celebration. The first design, which was released in 2004, depicted an image of the American West as seen from the perspective of the explorers, with the iconic depiction of Jefferson's Monticello home still remaining on the obverse. But what truly makes the 2004 Jefferson Nickel stand out isn't just its redesign to commemorate the Lewis and Clark expedition. It's the fact that this was a time of transition for the U.S. Mint, as technological advancements in the minting process made it possible to create more detailed and intricate designs. This new process led to the production of coins that were of higher quality than ever before, but also resulted in a handful of unique varieties that would end up playing a role in the coin's increasing collector demand. Among the 2004 Jefferson Nickels, certain varieties have become incredibly sought after by numismatists. For example, some 2004 coins were struck with an unusual die variety that caused subtle but distinct variations in the design. These differences might seem minor to the untrained eye, but to a collector, these varieties represent rare and valuable pieces of numismatic history. Such differences, including those involving die cracks or misaligned dies, can increase a coin's appeal and value, as they are seen as anomalies, and collectors always have an eye out for these distinctive characteristics. When it comes to determining the value of a coin like the 2004 Jefferson Nickel, condition is of paramount importance. As with all coins, the value of a 2004 Jefferson Nickel depends greatly on its preservation. Coins that have been well preserved, free from significant wear, scratches, or discoloration, are significantly more valuable than those that show signs of being in circulation for years. A coin's grade is determined by its overall appearance, including how clearly the design features are struck and how well the surfaces have been maintained. The coin grading scale ranges from 1 to 70, with 70 being a perfect coin. In the case of the 2004 Jefferson Nickel, coins that are graded MS65 or higher, meaning they show little to no signs of wear, are far more valuable than those in lower grades. The better the grade, the higher the price. However, the truly rare coins that are graded at MS67 or MS68, coins in near-perfect condition, can fetch some truly astonishing prices. This brings us to the value of the 2004 Jefferson Nickel. While most 2004 Jefferson Nickels are worth only their face value of 5 cents, certain high-grade examples have become quite valuable. A coin in excellent condition, such as one graded MS65 or MS66, might command a few dollars from collectors. However, when we move into the realm of coins that are graded MS67 or MS68, the value starts to increase exponentially. The highest quality examples, in mint-state condition, can be worth tens of thousands of dollars. And the rarest of the rare, those that are almost flawless, can sell for as much as $45,700. Yes, you heard that right. A single 2004 Jefferson Nickel, if it meets the rare condition of being nearly perfect, could be worth $45,700. These high-value coins are often sold at auction or through private dealers, and they represent a significant investment for serious collectors. As more collectors enter the market and become aware of the value of these coins, demand only continues to grow, further driving up the price. So, how do you know if your 2004 Jefferson Nickel might be worth this kind of money? The first step is to take a close look at the coin. Is it in pristine condition, free from any scratches or damage? Does the design look sharp, with no blurring or fading of the features? If so, your coin could be a high-grade example that is worth having professionally graded by a trusted service, such as the Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, NGC, or Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS. These companies specialize in evaluating the quality and authenticity of coins, and once your coin is graded, you'll know exactly where it stands in terms of value. Beyond the grading process, another factor that contributes to the value of the 2004 Jefferson Nickel is its rarity. While the 2004 version of the coin was produced in large numbers, there are certain rare varieties, especially those with manufacturing anomalies, that are worth more than others. These variations are often the result of errors or slight differences in the minting process, and they make the coin much more desirable to collectors who are constantly seeking out these rare, one-of-a-kind pieces. So, if you happen to have a 2004 Jefferson Nickel in your collection or find one in your change, it's worth giving it a closer inspection. If you think your coin could be of exceptional quality, you may just have a hidden treasure on your hands. With some careful research and professional grading, you could discover that your 2004 Jefferson Nickel is worth far more than 5 cents. In conclusion, the 2004 Jefferson Nickel represents much more than just a commemorative coin issued in honor of the Lewis and Clark expedition. It stands as a testament to the changing times in coin design, with new techniques allowing for higher quality strikes and more intricate details. The coin's historical significance, its redesigned reverse, and the unique varieties that have emerged make it a fascinating piece of American numismatic history. And for those fortunate enough to own a high-grade example, the 2004 Jefferson Nickel can be worth an incredible $45,700. So, if you're a collector or someone who enjoys sorting through spare change, remember that the next 2004 Jefferson Nickel you come across could be worth much more than you ever expected. Thank you for joining me today as we explored the fascinating world of the 2004 Jefferson Nickel. Whether you're a seasoned numismatist or just starting your coin collecting journey, remember that each coin tells a story, and sometimes, that story is worth far more than its face value. Happy collecting, and see you in the next episode.